Alright, so what is this series gonna be about? This whole series, because you're probably clueless. What is this about? Well, this series is gonna be where I'm gonna go through some of the worst animated movies ever. It's not gonna be like a step-by-step review where I'm gonna go through the movie. There are definitely people who do those reviews for these movies, so you can check those out if you really want to know step-by-step things. So I don't feel like I'm gonna be doing anything creative if I do that. So I'm just gonna kind of review the movie, and yeah, we're starting this series off with a special one. Little Panda Fighter is clearly, I haven't seen it yet, but it is clearly a ripoff of Kung Fu Panda. It's very obvious from the name and the poster. Seriously, that poster, it's pretty obvious that it is a ripoff. And it appears that this is 50 minutes long. I wonder how painful that's going to be. And yeah, this looks like some of the worst animation I've ever seen. So yeah. I don't think how could this be that bad? Like, nothing could be that bad, right? You can't get worse than Emoji Movie and normal though. Like, how could this can't be that bad, right? Oh my god. There's no competition. It is such an obvious ripoff of Kung Fu Panda. It's just, why does this movie exist? I know it exists to make money, but just why? So I'm going to go through 3 categories, or 4 categories. These categories will be animation, story, dialogue, and the laughability. So yeah, let's just go through those categories. First, the animation. Well, this is clearly a ripoff of Kung Fu Panda, so it's guaranteed that it's going to have terrible animation. Well, here's how to animate this movie. Go to the lowest rated animated software on the Windows 10 store and click Download. Write the script and put it into the computer, and then click the button that says Animate. Then the computer will automatically animate it for you, and it won't even render it correctly. Seriously, when I thought the CGI was unfinished in Black Panther, or just sometimes in movies the animation looks unfinished, this animation it's not even done rendering. It's not even rendered yet. There's like, every character design of this movie is incredibly uncanny and disturbing, and the movements are out of this, they're just awful. There's just no movement in this movie that makes sense. The action scenes are so slow and awkward that there's just so much out of this movie, and so many scenes that are so awkward and confusing that they're more awkward than any joke in the Emoji Movie. You thought the monkey business joke was bad in the Emoji Movie? Just watch almost any scene in the Little Panda Fighter and you will praise the Emoji Movie and think it deserves an Oscar. And this movie literally has like 3 locations, 3 places where this movie takes place. There's a little dojo, little like relaxing place. I don't know why that's in this movie. There is, of course, the main cafe, which doesn't make sense either. The whole building inside of there is just so bland. And then, of course, there's the bridge. There's just this little outside area with grass, with nothing unseen of the horizon. You know, if this is a post-apocalyptic future about a bunch of animals getting the nuclear war has broken out, let's just say that the Little Panda Fighter is about, the real backstory of the Little Panda Fighter is about a post-apocalyptic future where where we all fired nukes and now we're in a nuclear wasteland, but all the animals have mutated into human animals now. So now they all talk and now they're all creepy. And the Care Bear is in this movie. Why? Why is there a Care Bear in this movie? Whatever, this animation is absolutely horrendous. Next, the story. Now, this is embarrassingly terrible. I find this embarrassing that this story was written by a human being. I mean, I don't think it was written by a human being who was, like, sensible at the moment, but the story just, it doesn't make any sense. Tell me the story makes sense, and with a straight face, just tell me the story, the whole movie makes sense, because it doesn't. It doesn't make any sense. The story is that Panda works at this cafe place. I'm not remembering the name of it right now, and I'm not gonna find out. This movie takes place at the Bear Box Bar. Because, you know, alcohol, and it's for kids. And Panda is kind of the janitor at this place. And there are always these boxing matches. However, one champion keeps winning. And now it's getting boring. So now, the leader of the place is this stupid polar bear, and he's an idiot, and he's dumb. He decides to put on his own costume so he can go out and make the dojo, like, I guess, work? So he's gonna try and defeat him. But then, his new suit that he's gonna use so that no one knows who he is now shrunken. Because, you know, on dryers. It got shrunken in the dryer. Explain that to me. But then when the suit is shrunken, everybody thinks it's Panda. So now, now everybody thinks that Panda is incredibly skilled at fighting. But now, he has to train for a rematch. Tell me the story makes sense. And seriously, just say the story makes sense. Like, with a straight face, I want you to say, this story makes sense. I mean, the story is not lazy, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, it is quite lazy, but, I mean, it is confusing to see that it is a Kung Fu Panda ripoff, it's clear, but the thing about it is that the only comparable part is that it's a panda fighting. That's it. There's also a stupid twist and everything, and I don't know why it's here, but it is, because who actually saw this movie? The most hilarious thing about this movie is its existence, so I guess they didn't have to write a coherent story in any way. And the way this story's written, it just feels like, okay, our main character, Panda, because that's a name that makes sense to anybody. I thought Landon was a bad panda name. I mean, at least Panda feels like the voice actor of Panda, I have no idea who he is, but he feels like he's trying to save this movie. Everybody else in this movie is a complete idiot, and I hate every single person else, and I just hate everybody in this movie. At least the person who's playing Panda felt like they wanted to save this train wreck. Alright, now on to the dialogue, which there's almost nothing to say about the dialogue. I mean, it's not like you had to write compelling dialogue. The dialogue, every single moment, you're just closing one eye, because you're cringing. You're not winking, you're just cringing. I mean, I guess I didn't expect anything from the little panda fighter, but wow! What is this dialogue? There's almost none. I mean, I feel like I'm gonna say that about almost every single episode. I'm, like, not gonna have much to say. But there are lines in this movie that make no sense. At least the only thing you're really gonna be thinking about in this movie is how you're regretting all your life decisions for watching the little panda fighter. And that's pretty much it. You're just gonna be regretting everything. So why even care about the terrible dialogue? It's obviously gonna have bad dialogue. Now, the funny category, the laughability. Oh my god! There were so many moments in this movie where I was just rolling in laughter on how poorly made this movie was. It's just there's so mat awkward scenes in this movie that just, like, something happens and it's delayed out so long, it's so awkwardly drawn out to just hit at least the 45-minute mark, and it beats that 45-minute mark, making it 50 minutes. The level of awkwardness in this movie is intense. I have found myself laughing so hard. It's just so funny to watch this movie. There's so many just moments of hilariousness in this movie. And if you don't think that's a joke, if you don't think that's a word, hilariousness, just screw you. Just know. If you're gonna be a grammar Nazi, just know. At least the Emoji Movie had some creative lines and some inventive animation and colors. At least Norm of the North wasn't this. The little panda fighter is ugly. It felt like it was 1/8 done being made. Everything about this movie is terrible. It's just absolutely terrible. This doesn't even make it into some people's top 10 worst animated movies ever. How does that not happen? This is the first episode of a series that I just don't want to do now, because this movie is so bad. I hated myself when I was watching it, and I'm going to watch a lot of these others. And I've learned that this movie was made by a company called Video Brinquedo. Alright, so Video Brinquedo, they're a company who just makes rip-offs, just bland rip-offs. They're from Brazil, and they are just an embarrassment to the movie industry. At least I can laugh at the Asylum. At least I can laugh at them. That, like, the Asylum movies they're bad, they're terrible. But they're actually, like, they know what they are. Every single Video Brinquedo movie just feels like it's trying so desperately to make money. This movie is the epitome of life in every sense of the word. Alright, okay, until next time, save yourself from this film. And next time we'll be checking out another Video Brinquedo movie, Ratatouille. So stay tuned for that. Yay!